I think I just picked up a passenger. How you doing, Robert? Good to see you. After you logged into my Facebook account, I gave you exclusive backstage access to my live streaming group, where I do what you're seeing right now, usually on a little more exciting roads than this. And all these are test drives for me to eventually get it to where I can go to Monterey Aquarium or down to the Bodega Bay or back roads to Sacramento or something fun. I'm being cut off. Let me get over to the other lane here. Any artificial sounds built in? Well, yeah, I think there's one I could add. Just want to make sure that he's behind me. Here's one sound. I could play music, but Facebook and YouTube don't like it if you do that. So I just cracked the sound to where I can sort of hear it, and that makes it okay with me. Sometimes if I'm doing a trip, I'll just say there's no sound on this trip, meaning I'm not talking. And I suggest that you turn on your own music. That way you can rock out or do whatever you want to do on a trip. Like I went over the San Mateo Bridge over to Half Moon Bay and up Highway 1 to San Francisco, and that would take about 45 minutes, maybe an hour, depending. So somebody could have this running on their desk while they're doing some paperwork, playing their music, and every once in a while they could type something and then I can answer a question or whatever. So yeah, I got this idea from a guy over in Norway. He drives one of these electric cars, and he'll pull a trailer, or he's got these, it's a company, it's kind of like Uber but for packages. And so he'll pick up like 15 trips in one gigantic loop going up and down through Norway, and he can literally drive, like I say, for 14 hours. And people will watch him for that whole time, and then of course he can answer questions, he talks, and it's very informative. So I'm not planning on doing 14-hour trips by any means, but I like the format. There's not too many people doing it, and there's not too many people that'd be willing to watch it, you know, but that's all right. If I can build a small audience, and that's great. You could help me with one thing though, because I can test things on my end, but I can't test things from your end because I'm too busy driving. I was wondering if I had the ability to notify anybody that I was doing this, or do you just stumble upon it? And so I'm kind of looking to see if there's a way that I can warn somebody, maybe like an hour or two ahead of time, that I'm getting ready to do a drive, and maybe have like 5 or 6 people on here. And so I'm kind of curious. How did you find this? Did you actually get a notification, or did you just stumble across it? The only way I'm going to be able to figure out if you're saying anything is if you type it in. I hope you're not talking to me. could do this. There you go. Now you can see me while I'm driving. So you were actually in Facebook, and it popped up, and it said I was broadcasting live, and then did it give you a link, or did you just have to hunt around and find it? I'm kind of curious. I know how it works on YouTube because that's how I use it, but I haven't found anyone doing live streaming on Facebook. Like, for example, right now, I'm seeing up here the little talk bubbles. And when I'm on YouTube, after about 10 seconds, the bubbles go away, leaving a clear screen for the picture. And I'm still trying to figure out if there's a settings that I can actually have those dissolve, but the only way I can do that is to have somebody helping me on the other end when I'm parked, and then I'm poking all the buttons there and trying to see if does that make a difference? Does that make a difference? So, because, for example, those bubbles that I see here may actually go away on your end, but stay up for me because I don't have to see what's in front of me. I'm actually doing it, so it's all crazy. But I don't think you came here to look at this face, so let me push that button right there and put it back to the other way around. You may have been over in this part of town. This is over the hills from the Bayside. This is over by Danville, San Ramon, Dublin, Pleasanton area. And this is the third video I've done in a row here. The first one was from my house to Lafayette, to a store. I bought some steaks. And then I did a second video today from Lafayette to Danville, because there I was picking up some turkey legs. And this is the third one, and I think it's going to be the last one. I wasn't actually thinking that anyone was seeing these today, so I thought, well, no need to do a fourth one. But I'm headed over to the Tesla dealership. Yeah, sorry, I just said the wrong word. It is not a dealership. It is a showroom. And they have what they call superchargers, which is a way for our cars to get electricity quickly. And with my driving around, I've burned up some power here, and I'm just looking to put a little of it back in. And I'm running out of road, so let me merge over. So you were asking how RK is doing. She's fine, retired about 5 years. She's over in the city today, but she'll be back right where I am here now, about a quarter mile away this weekend for a ladies get together. About a dozen of them get together, and they kind of do a potluck, and they're all work. I'm going to say they're all work friends, but the core group I think are work friends, and then there are neighbors and friends that have joined this little group so that they can do what ladies like to do, and that's keep up with things. So if it was a bunch of guys doing that, we'd be sitting around a lit campfire, drinking beer, smoking cigars, maybe farting, and having hot dogs or hamburgers, maybe a steak if we were really excited. But I don't think we'd be doing much gossiping or talking. We would just be enjoying. So Saturday I'm going to be doing barbecue. Those turkey legs I have, I'm going to be smoking them with my neighbor. My neighbor has gracefully and graciously volunteered to use his smoker so that we can get these done right. And so they'll be cooked low in temperature, long in time, to come out with the right amount of that smoky taste and juicy. So anyway, I'm hoping that it turns out perfect and all the girls love it. So. Wow, I see the church is having a fish fry, all you can eat, from 5 until 7. Might give me something to do. Love fish, all you can eat. Gosh, even cheap fish cooked well is good. Streams around here, so I don't think they'll be cooking up catfish. You're probably a pretty good barbecuer or a smoker guy yourself, huh? You go hunting? Eric Clapton does a nice job with that song. The B.B. Keaton version is one that I really enjoy. K&M motorcycle. Brand new looking rear tire. This is late in the summer. You would think that that would all be used up. And so I don't know if you noticed what that truck did, but he was juking left and right. So obviously he was testing his straps out because he's getting this is an on-ramp to a freeway. So, pretty smart guy. So it's a full house right now. There's like 14 chargers here. But usually it's only a couple of minutes and then somebody pulls out. And then I can back in or pull in depending on what side I'm on. I'll swing it back around here. Boom! Alright, the guy just pulled out. Alright, well, I'm going to be here for a few minutes, so I've got time to read your comments if you really want to send something over. Let's see here. I'm just looking at my numbers here on my dash to see how fast things are charging. And it's still climbing. When I first plugged in, it said I was going to be here for an hour. But now I'm up to 94 kilowatts. And it's still jumping around here. It's not stabilized yet. And it's down to 40 minutes. And I got a feeling this will change to about 30 once this thing all settles out. So I think I can probably show you. I don't know if you're still there. If you're still there, I'll undo the camera and I'll let you see what the screen looks like. Let's see what this button does. I think that turns the flash on. What does this one do? Oh, I got rid of the bubbles. Does that bring it back? Or it gone? Let's see here. Oh, I guess I could do something like this. Not sure that I would want to, but I'm willing to fool around for a minute. There. Oop. Turn it on. Marvelous. I guess it follows me around too, huh? Oh boy. What does this one do? I didn't know it did any of this. Oh! Well, isn't that special? Oh dear. I almost wish I hadn't found those. Alright. Riding in style now. That's the one I'm looking for. Gangsta style a little bit. What's this one going to do? Well, looks like my jet engine, or is that a volcano running there? Can't quite see what it is, but I guess I can always add goose in the back seat. How we're doing? That's really funny. Oh, there's a lot of them. Let's see what happens here. They're a surprise to me too. I just see these little icons and I can't quite make them out. Until they hit the screen. Oh dear. I'm not sure exactly what I am there. Oh, hi there, everybody. Oh, I go away when I do that. I guess the new one didn't take. I'll try it again. Looks like dinosaur bones. Is that it? It just creates a circle. Oh, it makes a sound too. Oh no. That one might be more me. Oh dear. I have another dinosaur. This one might just be a little too cute. Yeah. Can't have that. Let's see. I think I'm done uploading this video. I'm going to delete it right away. Or I guess this could be the comic episode. Ah, Chinese New Year's, fireworks and all that. I'm glad it's just you and me on here right at the moment. It looks like it's a colored worm that I'm pushing the button on at the moment, but I don't know what that's going to turn out to be. I See anything? I think I'm going to let that one go. I guess this is driving this Daisy here, huh? Not even Hawaii. And then on long trips, I guess I could be this guy. Oh, there's a lot of them. I'm not sure I'm going to do them all. Oh, I like the hat. What does it say? I gotta move over. Big sound. Whatever.
I said, babes, I'm a big man. I got big plans. They call me Big Shaq. I make the ting go quack from way back. And I make man stop hot. You know you like that. Wanted to vibe. Man don't dance. Look to my eyes. Man don't dance. 1, 2.
Oh dear. Oh, lightning or something. 20 years. Yeah, feeling a little blue. This one's just an X on this side. Don't know what X is going to be. Oh, X-ray? Is that my skull? Am I an X-ray? Holy cow. Okay, well, hello everybody. I like that. One might be a Batman guy, the Joker. I don't know. Oh, that's kind of weird. Oh, wow! I see you. Looks like what it's saying is, with the question marks I see on my side, is that you don't know what you're going to get with that one. Shouldn't drink and drive, I guess. I guess I'm Dory. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have some cool glasses here. This one is saying 2018 with 3 faces, so I don't know if I'm gonna get 3 different faces. Is this like New Year's? And it's going to now jump to another face? Wow. I don't think these were meant for driving. Don't say anything. Well, it is coming up fall. That's going to be for the holidays. This one could be Avatar or something. This one will be for beer. Yeah, there you go. I don't even have a good Irish accent to go with that. And let's move on to this one. I'm doing this for my own amusement. I don't know what you're doing. Oh, I've got lipstick with that one. And bigger glasses, I think. Sick. Let's see. Is it me? So I guess you hear the music. Another one of these Jurassic things. At least it doesn't give me a long green tail. It says it interacts with blue. Giving this one a minute. Next one. Good news is this one and one more and we're done. So I'm winning, huh? Opening my mouth doesn't make that much open. Well, out of just the first pass, it seems like the one I like best is this one. Yeah, nothing wrong with shades. Well, let's get rid of these. I'm here waiting to see how long it takes and the price. How long what takes and the price. I'm going to reach out here and say, you mean to charge with electricity? Well, it says at this point I've got 20 minutes to go and it doesn't cost me a penny. In fact, for as long as I own this car, if I own this car for the next 20 years, it doesn't cost me a penny. So I literally could drive from my house to Florida to New York, over to Seattle and back to my house. And literally, the only thing it would cost me is the tires and windshield wiper fluid. I mean, that's really the only two things that you can spend money on. Yeah. Facial recognition with all those get-ups. I'd be sitting here a lot longer. Now, what does this one do? That one allowed you to be in the broadcast, but you're already in the broadcast. And now I have a list where I can invite everyone that is in this group. I think I have like 29 people in this group, so I could send them all a message if this was an exciting trip, something that they might want to see. But did you just go like this on the upper post? That's cool. Well, now you kind of see one of the toys I've been playing with, this whole live streaming thing. I've been doing it now for about 3 or 4 weeks. If you get out of this movie and you scroll down, you'll see other movies coming up. And I think there's probably only 7 of them, maybe 6. And the bottom one, at the very bottom, is the first one. And then they're newer as they go up, of course. So there are different things that I test on different videos. And the one thing that I have, I didn't add it today, but it's this little microphone. Let's see if I plug it in. Okay, so it's like a little boom mic. So it's plugged in now. That should kind of change the sound a little bit. Like the air conditioner background should kind of go away. Some of the driving noise goes away. And just the voice happens a little bit more. So one of the tests, or maybe 2 of the tests, were me testing out a couple of microphones. And it's amazing. I mean, this microphone is like $4 or something like that, but it is a mini boom mic, and it turns and it swivels, so I can aim it at myself no matter which way the camera's set up. Ah, yeah. Well, I only think you're the one online. I don't, because sometimes it will say I've got like 4 people on here. Oh, like right now, I've got 2 people. So when you just liked it, a little heart came up and floated away. So that would give me an indication that somebody was there. But because I just said, oh, somebody else is logging in, they logged off. You know, I scared them away. I gotta learn not to do that. So let me turn this around. And what I wanted to do is bring up my screen. So you can see here that I'm supercharging with 20 minutes. It's saying I've got an 86% charge. There's a dotted line that I'm charging to, and I can control that by set the charge limit. And now I'm down to 28 kilowatt hours. That originally was like 94. I've added 19 kilowatt hours, and my average charging time is like 168 miles in an hour. And then I have the ability to change the current limits. So that's kind of what that is. And then over here on this side, this last drive I did from the store, I went 9.9 miles, and that 9.9 miles took me 26 minutes, and my average watt hour was 344. Now, since I last charged, that was 41 miles ago, and that was 13.7 kilowatt hours ago, and my average over all that time was 330 watt hours. Now on the bottom is a trip meter, and I have it right now where I've got like 30,000 miles on there. So in 30,000 miles, I've used 11,000 kilowatt hours, and my average over all those 30,000 miles is 374 watt hours. And then the car's only got 32,000 miles on it. That car disappears when I'm driving and becomes... actually, I don't remember what that becomes. But anyway, this is echoing here what we saw over here, so I don't have to look very far. And then this is sort of a graph that gives me an instant readout. And if I come over here, I can show it to you in a bigger setup. Here it is on the bottom. I was searching for it. This is in the last 30 minutes. That's what that's kind of showing, and that's my average range. So my average is 301 watt hours, and that would have been like going up a hill and then going down the hill when the car puts power back into the battery. And this was all along that boulevard that we were going on. And it was saying that over here, my projected distance with the charge I have at the moment, using this kind of power, would be 234 miles. I could go to instant range, which would say that right now, if I keep this level, I could drive 341 miles. I can back it up to the last 5 minutes, and it's saying that I've got 244 miles. I can go to 15 minutes, and I usually keep it at the 30 minutes, and I usually keep it at average range. And then in here is where I can change all the parameters of the car. I can adjust all the seats. I can move the back seats forward and stuff like that. The suspension, I can raise and lower the suspension. Driving, this is the important one right here. It's called ludicrous. That gives me 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds. I usually keep it on chill just in case my foot happens to hit the floor. No sense taking off like a rocket. Change my steering. I can make it like a car over here. By creep, I can turn it on, and then that allows me to have the car roll forward when my foot's not on the brake. Over here is regenerative braking, lower standard, and that's when you take your foot off the gas. It feels like the brake is on a little bit, and that's putting power back in the battery. Then I have range mode. So if I'm doing a long trip and I want to get the most out of it, I can do that. That kind of controls how strong things like air conditioner and other things in the background have the ability to tow a trailer. Go over here to cold weather, and I have the ability to heat the seats, or actually chill them. These seats up here, I think, go to chill mode. Yeah. And then I got my trip odometer, which were all those numbers that you were seeing earlier. My display, how bright this screen is, and stuff like that. And if I go over here to settings, I can come up here to the apps, the driver profiles. I can add all, the drivers that I want. Units and measurements, kilometers or miles, or 24-hour or 12-hour, centigrades to Fahrenheit, that kind of stuff. Vehicle, I can tilt the mirrors, I can fold them. Easy entry, which means the seat goes back and the steering wheel pops up. Headlights after exit are on or off and stuff like that. Door locks, there's all kinds of options there. Safety and security, I get notified. I've got it set for 89 miles an hour. If I get up to 89 miles an hour, I want it to beep at me, because you can get to 89 miles an hour and feel like you're doing 65. Displays, oh yeah, we're already there. Home link, that's the house. Autopilot, these are the autopilot settings. Auto lane departure, stuff like that. So that's kind of what the screens look like. Usually, I can turn on the music, which is that part down there, or I can do navigation, which is that part up there. I can have it say, like, take me home, and let me do that again. And now it'll calculate it and give me a map, and then the other part is it will tell me that I'll get home in 16 minutes, and I could, if I left right now, I would be home at 2:47, That would take 14 minutes. Cancel the trip. Calendar. In our calendar here, if I happen to put, I don't have my Bluetooth on, but if I had my Bluetooth on and it knew that I had in my calendar that I was going to go to the doctor's, let's say, as soon as I got in the car, it would automatically route this map to the doctor's, and it would give me turn-by-turn directions. It's got a website, so I have the ability to go on the web here, and then again, my phone. It literally gives me a lot of my phone functions right on here. But I think what I had was the map. Right now it's on full screen, so it's a 17-inch map. But what I was doing to get here is I got the back mirror on, because with my camera set up here, that mirror is twisted and I can't see out the back. So I'm getting ready to turn this off so that I can unplug and go home. So you had a chance to come along and get sort of a behind the scenes look at some of the stuff that's going on, plus the never seen before faces that are now recorded. So I'm going to say goodbye, and I'll see you around here in about 20 minutes when I get home and get back on Facebook. Have a good one. Bye. Thanks for coming along.